Brad Keselowski finished second in double overtime against Chase Elliott at Texas, marking Ford's fourth NASCAR Cup second-place result this season. Chevrolet leads the manufacturers with 6 victories to Toyota's 3 and Ford's 0. It has been 14 years since Ford has not won in the first 9 races of a season. So, what is going on with Ford? Are they done for this season? The only good news for NASCAR's devoted Ford fans is that a Mustang dark horse finished second in last weekend's Cup Series race at Texas Motor Speedway. Ironically, the bad news is also that a dark horse Mustang finished second in Texas. Brad Keselowski's second-place finish behind Chase Elliott in double overtime was Ford's 4th close call this season. The others are Ryan Blaney in Atlanta, Chris Buescher at Phoenix, and Joey Logano at Richmond. Overall, Fords have 10 top 5 finishes and 16 additional top 10 results this season. Still, it's 0 for 9 in the only stat line that counts to the people in Dearborn. There was cautiously boundless excitement around Fomoco during their massive mid-2023 release of its dark horse Mustang for NASCAR in 2024. However, the 14 full-schedule entries from Team Penske, Roush Fenway Keselowski, Front Row, Stewart Haas, Wood Brothers, and Rick Ware have not performed well. It's definitely been a tough start to the season, said Mark Rushbrook, Worldwide Director for Ford Performance Motorsports. You can't deny that, and it's something our teams, our drivers, and all our engineers supporting them take very seriously. We've had some reasons to have confidence in terms of poles, but poles don't win races. I'm very confident as we've developed the Mustang dark horse with our teams that we have a better body this year than we did last year. It's better for drag. It's better for downforce. We also shifted the balance for it. But with those improvements, it's still new, and what we're all working through now is to make sure we're optimizing that potential. I think there are definitely some opportunities for us to really maximize that and ultimately translate into results. During the Go PRN Live podcast before to the Texas race, former driver Kyle Petty blamed Ford Performance for part of it. I think Ford thought this car was going to be a step forward, said the long-retired 8-race winner on one of his many analyst appearances. Remember, they had that other body style, Fusion, for many years. You work, and you get it, and you understand it. Even if it's bad, you understand where it's at. Then all of a sudden you get another body style and you think it's gonna pick up where this one left off. But it didn't. They've gone backward. So now they're having to build back again. The Ford teams aren't in the same place. They've got a different car and had to go to a different place and start again. Indeed, the dark horse has performed well at times, but not nearly enough at the right times. Ford earned 2 top 5 finishes in Atlanta, another in Las Vegas, 3 in Phoenix, and 1 each at Bristol, Richmond, Martinsville, and Fort Worth. Meanwhile, Chevrolet's battle-tested Camaro and Toyota's new SXE model have split the first 9 victories, 6 for Chevy and 3 for Toyota. Ford has to do better. Travis Geisler has served as Team Penske's stock car competition director for several years. He graduated from Vanderbilt University and is intelligent and experienced enough to understand that a 36-race season is primarily peaks and valleys, with both highs and lows being brief. It's not like we need to turn it around, he stated during a recent race weekend in Martinsville. If you look at the preseason Busch Clash, Joey Logano was in good shape to win. At Daytona, we were on pole, ran some really good laps, and got wrecked. We go to Atlanta, and Ryan Blaney arguably ran the best laps at the end, and we lost by a couple thousands. We haven't racked up the wins, and Coda was maybe a little weak. Yeah, I hear the Ford sucks thing regularly. That's fine, that's okay. But I'm not in panic mode. There are a lot of little things, like getting comfortable with the new body, and making sure we understand where we need to be. It's a game of really small stuff. You're not racing huge changes, so you really have to focus on the details. Overall, Mustang has enjoyed great success since coming to Cup in 2019. With 18 victories, it won the 2020 Manufacturers' Championship for the 4th time since 2000. Logano and Blaney won the 2022 and 2023 Cup Championships with a total of 7 victories and 35 top 10 finishes. Mustang has 52 victories, including 2 Daytona 500S, a Southern 500, a Brickyard 400, 4 Talladega 500S, 2 Coca-Cola 600S, and a Summer Daytona 400. But those statistics are only that, statistics. And those second place are seen as first loser places. So, despite posting his highest result of the 2024 season, Brad Keselowski departed Texas Motor Speedway disappointed. And he wasn't the first Ford Mustang driver this year to be disappointed. Do they have a bigger problem right now? Keselowski finished second, getting around William Byron before a caution in NASCAR overtime but falling short of Chase Elliott, who snapped his 42-race winless skid. Keselowski, meanwhile, was more than simply disappointed with his second-place result. He thought he had backed into the finish and lacked the speed to compete. "We didn't have a ton of speed," Keselowski stated after the race. "I am more frustrated than anything because I feel like we have a great team and we don't have the speed to go win it. We are doing all we can do to overcome that. The driver in me is frustrated because I feel like these are races I am good enough to win, but don't have the speed enough to do it. The owner in me is mad as hell because it is my fault for not making the cars faster." Keselowski worked his way through the field in an attrition race that featured 16 cautions over 72 laps. He began 22nd and moved up to 14th at the end of Stage 1 before finishing Stage 2 inside the top 10, earning 5 points for 6th place. Keselowski had a tire advantage in Stage 3, and after John Hunter Nemechek issued the yellow on lap 230, the 40-year-old from Rochester Hills, Michigan, restarted 10th. He climbed to 4th in just 10 laps and then found himself on the second row for a number of late race restarts. After Denny Hamlin wrecked from 2nd during the first overtime try, Keselowski moved up to 3rd and restarted on the inside of William Byron. Ross Chastain, who started 2nd, wrecked on the penultimate lap after colliding with Byron, and Keselowski managed to pass him before the race-ending caution was issued. "I am still proud of the team that we have with the pit stops and strategy and execution to put ourselves in a position to get a finish we probably didn't deserve but earned with some never-give-up spirit," Keselowski said in a press release. "It was a good job of executing with what we had. It is frustrating. You can still get good finishes by running good smart days, executing on pit road, and having great strategy, and I am proud of our team for doing that today." Are Keselowski's comments about the car grounded? And are Ford experiencing just a rough patch? Or is there something inherently wrong with the 2024 Mustang? Unfortunately for Ford, the bad results keep stacking up as Ryan Blaney also had a stinker of a race on Sunday in Texas. Blaney, the incumbent series champion, seemed to be on pace for a good finish and a chance to win after placing 6th and 3rd in the opening 2 stages of the race. However, when the final stage began, Blaney and Preece came into touch while fighting for track position, and on lap 181 of 276, Preece collided with Blaney hard off turn 2, sending Blaney's number 12 Ford into the wall. Blaney was eliminated from contention after the crash, and he hobbled home in 33rd. Preece was able to continue and finish 12th, his second highest result of the 2024 season. Blaney spoke with reporters and detailed what happened before the accident. "TV didn't show. I used him up pretty good in turns 3 and 4 and then kind of ran him up the racetrack. I ran him up more than I was planning on," he said. "I was planning on taking some space and I kind of ran him up more than I thought and got him out of the groove. He was rightfully upset with that. I would have been too, and then he got to me a lap later and got into me pretty good. In my mind, I deserved to get used up for sure, for what I did. I was guilty as charged, but I don't know if I deserved to get junked for what I did, but it's just one of those racing things. I know why he was upset. I used up a bunch of track and he was mad and he decided to retaliate." Blaney maintained that Preece's actions were not out of line or merited a NASCAR punishment because he was the instigator. Although Blaney takes the blame, Ford won't be too happy about it as he was on for a good result. So, what do you think? Will Ford be able to be a constant race contender through the remainder of the season? Or is the 2024 car a failure? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below.